And welcome to part number 5 and one is 6. Part number 6 of ADHD, low attention, hyperactivity, and we are busy with part number 6. We've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, part number 6. So we are halfway there. Alhamdulillah, we've got 6 more to go. Right. Stay well. Main thing is to remove the stigma, and today we are talking about a very important topic, video games. What about video and TV? Does that make the ADHD worse, or does it make it better, or there's no difference? So please, a caveat or a proviso is that please do whatever I'm going to say in this video. Please always discuss it with your medical doctor or your professional, because every child is different. So even though I'm going to promote to say, okay, there's nothing wrong with video games, please remember every child is different. There are some cultures or religions who don't favor TV watching or video games, but I'm going to talk mainly from a medical point of view, from a scientific point of view. But whatever final decision you make, was remember each child is unique. You must do what is best for your child, taking into account the advice you get from your personal doctor. I'm just giving general advice. So please have that as a caveat, but let's get going. And the importance of video games, or is there a link between video games and ADHD? Let's remove, and the main thing about this programs is, let's remove the stigma about ADHD, and the way to remove stigma is to share knowledge. So please help me. The main thing I want to do with this series of programs is please help me share knowledge. Is that the right way around? Okay. Let's share knowledge. That's the main thing in life. Whatever knowledge is, you want to share knowledge about biology or cookery lessons or recipes. Let's share knowledge with the whole world. Let's share knowledge about beautiful South Africa, or about Dubai, or Afghanistan, or about America, or Britain, or the French Revolution, or the Australia, the outbacks of Australia, or the Gold Coast, or Sydney Opera House. Let's share knowledge. Let's make the world a beautiful place. Let's look at the Swiss Alps, at Switzerland and Sweden and Turkey and Hajj and Umrah. Let's share knowledge. Let's share knowledge. Let's share knowledge. Tell me about yourself, about ADHD or autism, spectrum disorders, whatever difficulties you are going through, right? Or your child is going through, right? Today we're going to talk about ADHD and video games. Is there a link between video games and ADHD? What do you think? Do you think there's a link? Yes or no? Let me know your thoughts. Should we allow children to watch video games? Yes or no? Personal feelings. Your children get so hooked on it, you say, no, stay away. And it's very important. Don't let your children get hooked onto TV. Don't let your children get hooked onto video games. So that's a very important. Whether your child got ADHD or not, remember the social media distraction can be very, very dangerous for children. So let me say that as a clear indication before I say anything else. Don't let our children get addicted. It's an addiction. Brain releases dopamine. That's like as if your child is on cocaine. It's like a drug. So instead of putting your child on cocaine and ecstasy, your child can get addicted to social media. Your child can get addicted to various types of social media platforms and gaming. So once again, every child is different. Everything must do it in small doses. If you take video games in small doses, there's nothing wrong with it. If you take TV in small doses, there's nothing wrong with it. Anything in overdose is bad. Even if you take water in overdose, is very bad for you. Do you know that? Many people don't. Water, I can drink water. No, if you are dehydrated, you never drink water like this. If you are dehydrated, don't drink water like this. No, you can burst your brain cells. You can go into a coma. Whenever you are dehydrated, you drink. Don't worry, this is not ginger beer. It's my water. I pour it with fresh water in here. So you drink a sip, you stop. You drink a sip, you stop. You drink a sip, you stop. Like how you drink Zamzam water. You don't make good. Overdose of water, sudden overload of water, you can go into a coma. So remember, even water can be dangerous. So anything in overdose can be dangerous. So, okay, ADHD and video games. Today's lesson, let's go very quickly into it. Is there a link? Why do some children? So please discuss this with your healthcare professional. I'm going to tell you the positive side about video games, but don't take it and say, oh, we heard it on YouTube, we can watch video. No, I'm mentioning again, your child is unique. In some children, video games can be good. In other children, it can be very bad. You know your child the best, but I'll tell you the benefits of it. I'm talking from a medical and a scientific point of view. Why do some children with ADHD seem so drawn? They are so attracted to video games. They're very attracted. Children with ADHD, they are fascinated with video games. Okay, why? Now, will playing video games make the ADHD worsen? Or will it make the inattention worsen, or will make it better? So what exactly is the connection? This is what the research says. First, there is no evidence, listen very carefully, there is no evidence that video games cause ADHD. Video games do not cause ADHD. Let's get the first thing very clear. And one large study from Norway that for several years they tracked the gaming habits of kids starting from the age of 6 years, they found that those who had more ADHD symptoms tended to play more video games as they got older. But the sheer amount of hours they spent on it did not make their condition worse. ADHD did not get worse. Researchers have several ideas about why video games might have such a strong pull. Why are these kids with ADHD or autism spectrum disorder so attracted to video games? First and foremost, it's the stimulation, because if children are on the down, if they got attention deficit, they want stimulation. These guys are hyper, they're on the motor, their motors are driving, but these people, this group, they need stimulation. The video games give them the intellectual stimulation. It arouses this frontal part, the executive functions of the brain. And there's so many challenges in the video games. It's like a puzzle. You are doing like a crossword puzzle in the video game. So it arouses the thinking capacity. You start to do strategic thinking. It stimulates this part of the brain. And because we know of the concept of neuroplasticity, that means you can keep on stimulating the brain no matter what age you are. You don't have to be 5 years old. Yes, the earlier you are, the better the neuroplasticity in the brain. But studies have now shown neuroplasticity continues from birth, from the cradle to the grave. From the time you are born to the time you die, you can keep stimulating this brain. So video games is a powerful way of awakening the frontal lobes. So first benefit of video games is stimulation. Video games offer instant rewards. They are generally fast-paced. They're going very, very fast, and are visually exciting. And you're interacting. It's not like you're watching TV, passive TV, you're watching like this. But in video games, you're moving, you're controlling, you're fighting, you're jumping over obstacles. So your brain is working all the time. You got to avoid that. You got to avoid the lava flow. You got to avoid that volcano. You got to avoid the ball coming. You got to jump. So you're thinking all the time. It's eye-hand coordination. Your hands are working. Your brain is working. Your eyes are working. So it's stimulating. That person's brain is growing, it's getting more advanced, we're getting more advanced, you see. The games could be a way for the child to master a skill on their terms. They can escape reality and feel better about themselves. Hey, I won the game. I won myself. I got 1,000 points. Now I got 2,000 points. You are challenging yourself all the time. Second point, it gives a social connection for the kids. Kids with ADHD sometimes have trouble forming relationships, whereas online games allow them to make friends and to keep friends. Hyperfocus. So let's remove the stigma. Kids with ADHD can be powerfully productive. So the third benefit of video games is hyperfocus. This is the ability to super focus on things that are enjoyable or interesting. It can be a hallmark of ADHD in some people. Your child may be so fixated on the game that they may not even hear you. But that's part of also the benefit, because that means the child has the ability to super focus. If you have that ability to super focus, it's actually a good talent. And many times in business management courses, we tell our delegates, learn how to focus. But the ADHD got a gift. They know how to focus. Okay, they don't even hear it because they're so intense. That is a gift. So when they hyper focus, is actually a gift. Don't regard it as a negative way. Regard it as a positive way. That how can we use that positivity, that focus? How can we use it in a productive way? The fourth way is benefits of video games. For children with ADHD, online games can be more than just recreation. It improves, what do they do? It helps for visual-spatial skills. It helps for hand-eye coordination. It helps for strategy and problem solving. It helps for planning, sequencing, and prioritizing. So let's remove the stigma. It helps for collaboration and teamwork. It helps for time management. If a child plays, make sure that games are right for the age. Very important. Listen very carefully, parents and grandparents. Oh, Mensa, Opa, and Oma. Some games meant for older children or kids can be too violent or have sexual content. Rating categories range from E means for everyone, or it means AO means adults only, 18 years and older. So make sure a child does not watch the AO video games. Those are only for adults. Please look at the ones that's called E. That's like family viewing. That's for everyone. Good choice might include games that require finding material to build virtual shelters or carts or other contraptions to help characters get to their destination. It means helping planning, or the children can hone their organization skills, planning, sharpen their working memory, pick up valuable skills that they may lack. In 2020, listen to this, the FDA in the United States approved the first prescription, it's a prescription, medically approved digital game as therapy, as treatment for ADHD. It's called Endeavor RX, ENDEAVOR RX. RX stands for treatment, prescription. This is for youths age 8 to 12. It's mainly for those who have the inattentive or the inattentive combination hyperactivity type of disorder. It's meant, the inattentive, sorry, I got the wrong one. It's meant for the inattentive or the inattentive hyperactivity combination. and it's meant to be used as part of the treatment that may include medication and behavioral. So include medication, behavioral, and this treatment called the Endeavor RX, which is a video game which is approved by the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration of America. So the Endeavor RX, this video game, it sends players zooming through different landscapes, including a lava river, an icy winter wonderland. Kids tap the screen and pick up targets along the way. One study founded by Endeavor RX makers showed the game helped improve attention. It helped attention. So it started, the brain cells here started developing. They started developing dendrites. The axons started growing. The brain, the frontal lobe, the executive function started improving. The child found better social interaction with the children improved. The child became more confident, became looking forward, started smiling more, laughing alone, playing on the video games, laughing and enjoying themselves. When you're laughing, the dopamines are being released, the endorphins, the hormones that make you feel good. So in this particular case, the video games have shown scientific evidence that it helped those children. But there's some warning signs. Before we end this program, warning signs. Some kids with ADHD can spend too much time in front of video games. Work with your child to agree on rules about how long they can play and when they can play. Also be careful that the video games does not replace other activities with kids, like such as social interactions, time with the family, physical activity. Make sure that the homework and household chores are done before they pick up. I just apologize, my spine and my ribs today, because of winter, as I'm breathing, my rib is giving me so much, every breath I'm taking, this ribs here. Okay. Signs that your child needs to ease off the games include, if you see these warning signals, if your child has fits or tantrums, when you tell a child to stop playing, the child goes berserk. It goes ballistic, right? He shoots a rocket to the moon. You say, the fire jet engines, sparks. He has a short circuit in the brain. So he becomes a fits, and he's watching too much video games. Or when you have outbursts when he's losing, he becomes angry when he starts losing. Or he stays up all night or very late playing, or he lies about how much time he started spending. Then okay, let's get some intervention. So gaming releases dopamine, the same brain chemical that can get you hooked on things like alcohol or drugs. So signs that your child's gaming may be harmful include spending less time with family and friends, having obsessive thoughts about the game, having poor grades, or loss of interest in other activities. So stay well, let's share knowledge, let's remove the stigma. And the main thing is, share knowledge, let me know your thoughts, but help me. I want to make a world a better place. Even if you can benefit one person or one mother, one family to have a better understanding of ADHD, or one teacher, then I know my job has been done. So help me share knowledge with the family, your family groups and everyone. Please remember, my own philosophy is life is difficult. Life is difficult, but let's accept it. Let's work with it. God sent us to earth to taste suffering, but let's not put our brain in a cage. Have a PMA, a positive mental attitude. Don't put if you put your brain in a cage, it's like as if you got a disability. You can have a physical disability, like in my case, a spinal disability, or you can have a mental disability. So ADHD is a mental disability, but let's remove it. Let's remove the stigma and show that these children are fabulous kids. They've got certain skills, and watch my video on intelligences. It's called ADHD IQ, and I will show in what way the child is intelligent. So we need to remove that chain around our brain. Tell your child, don't quit. And you as a mother or father, don't quit if you've got ADHD in your family. And always say is, remember God in your prayers, alhamdulillah. And my prayer for you is, may your life be full with blessings and barakah. And my regards from you, warmest regards and kindest regards. Stay well, look after yourself. Let's share knowledge. Let's have a positive outlook on ADHD and autism spectrum disorder, or any other, whether it's COVID mental health. But this series, we're focusing mainly about ADHD. And remember, make a note in your diary, make a note in your calendar. October is ADHD Awareness Month. So my appeal to the government and people in media, let's start promoting the literature from today. Let's take out adverts in the newspapers and on radio and TV to create awareness about ADHD and how to look after these people. Stay well, look after yourself. Alhamdulillah.